Thank you so much for everyone for being here when you could be anywhere that you choose to. So this is a good time, so I'm so grateful to be here in the first place. So the whole concept of this low code and open source thing is what we are going to explore about, and so especially about this thing of the building business applications and also the internal tools very specifically. So I just want to take you back to for a while so that we look at how we have came through so far. So we all know this, right? The Darwin's evolution. So how we have and where we came from. So it has been so far years and years. There is a lot of change has come, and there is also a change that we need to also look at is the ease of doing things. So there is a lot of change that has come through, like how we have been able to do things much faster, easier, and so far, so good enough than before, right? So there is the evolution also includes that. But why not we also look that into the technology part? If you look back the same way as how you look at the Darwin's evolution, let's get back into the technology. You see, we started with binaries and we built things with that. And then we started to move away a bit with binaries by having some kind of overlay next levels of compilers and stuff, which started to reduce using that kind of pretty hard thing. And then we started to move more forward into SDKs and some into frameworks. And then we go move even more forward into different levels. So why we are doing this is something like we just wanted not to code. No, it's not like that. It just wanted to make our work more easier, more faster, and more gentle, right? So that's where the low code is also at. It's just not that we don't want to code. It just want to we empower and make things more faster, easy, and more rapidly, right? So that's the whole part of low code thing is what we are also talking about today. And then look at this. We all know that companies we have a lot of internal tools that we take for many purposes. So majority like they spend the 30% of the time building them, and it's not done yet. It's just you need to keep maintaining them, right? So you'll be keep spending your time more and more to just keep maintaining that again. So and you know that we all hate that, of course. So then, like how we could get through this? So is that the low code and the open source come through a solution? Of course. So but what it takes? First and the foremost, when you look into this spectrum, the one is the intuitive UX, right? And the other thing that we also need to look in to build things faster and reduce this time-taking stuff is also the seamless integrations, right? And then we move on, we have this kind of shallow learning curve because now you want to build a new tool so that you need to learn that too, right? So that is the thing. So these are the three major things that we need to look into when we choose a product and also build things out and also we make a decision. So there comes, so looking at this as an opportunity, right? There it comes the ToolJet. So it's a framework to build and deploy internal tools. Within minutes, maybe you can try that. We have a good number of tutorials if you go to blog.tooljet.com or IO. So but look at that things, right? You have the UX, and then you have the integrations, and then you have shallow learning things. So the UX and the learning thing is something you have to explore, but the integration is something I can help you with looking at what we have at this moment, being an open source product. And so these are the like 14 plus databases integrations that you can support in so that you can now connect your databases and easily make a query like whatever you had. Early startups have this thing like there are new users signing up. I need to go run a query and see like who are all the new users has come. Just connect it to a flow table and a chart if you want and then see that. It just can be done with ToolJet. And then if you look at API integrations, we over support 17 plus at this moment. And moving on, so it means that there is a lot of connectivity happening so that you have a lot wide range of things that you can connect and build things easily. So that's the whole point. So then what you would do with these connections? Okay, I'll do with connect, but databases, APIs, what is the end product thing, right? As I just said you can come out with these connections and then it go with, you can transform this data and customize it the way you want with the JS code optionally. And then you can just build applications, dashboard, and forms. And then more, you can build all of this. You can just you can have had or have admin portals, onboarding things, all of this, right? But again, this is where the things begin. So we have swag alert. So we have a couple of t-shirts we have bought in. So I hope you could able to connect with what we are trying to address here. So then keep note of this. We have few use cases here so that we have a few questions so that we would love to know your thought process too. Yes. So just wanted to show you some use cases as how you can use this low-code ToolJet. with some sort of integrations that what could be the outcome. Here you have AWS S3 File Explorer, so you know how easy it is or how hard it is that you wanted to have a upload something to S3. If you just look at that, but ToolJet will let you to connect it and you have a UI, and Shubhendra is the one who built this. So you just have these all of things in hand that you can make things easier, faster, and reduce as much as time you want to. And then what? Let us know more on from your side, right? Like, what do you think of through if you can have this ToolJet and also AWS thing? What you could think of other tools? Of sure. The intention is to interact so that we can offer these t-shirts. Yes, please. Definitely, yes. Why don't we offer? Yes. That's good. So you can do a lot more beyond that too. So it's actually a good thing. So we have a lot more. Don't worry about it. We have some more use cases. If you look at another open source project, that's AppWrite. If you have that integration, we have this use case which you can find at blog.tooljet, and it has a comprehensive tutorial of 4 blogs which comprises of all of this HR management system. So this is something we found as a use case in integrated with app, right? So what else? Come on. I'm curious to hear from you. What else the use cases that you can think of when you have this combination of AppWrite and ToolJet? Hands up. Oh yes, why not? Okay, then we have this Stripe thing. So I'm just going through over some of the integrations that we have, so that will let you have this kind of a mental model that you get through. What are the possibilities ahead? So Stripe has this kind of thing, which lets you actually have this refund thing. That's kind of feel like so complex for customers and business users who wants to make a refund thing, so that you can have use ToolJet as a thing where you can integrate the Stripe APIs and can make easy refund things. But here comes a bit limited things. But again, as we move on, we have also with GitHub, as you just said, you can have the bug tracking thing with GitHub as well. GitHub APIs will let you do that. So this is a lot more things that you can do. But I'm still curious if you can come up something you could think of with this combination. GitHub plus ToolJet. Any ideas? Okay. So, and this can be another use case that you have ToolJet plus Google Sheets too. So where we had this use case of coming out with coupon code manager that you can have with hotels or another stuff to make sure they validate. But it's just showing you the potential of how the integration things has with multiple products out there. Any other use cases with this too? You could just think of. No, we would like to give those away. Yes. Of course, yes, that's a good idea too. So it's where that you get in, you use Google Sheets, but it has its own ways of confusing people. But when you have this kind of abstraction taken out from a certain level and it's presented where you can use Google Sheets itself as a database, right? There are some sort of a ways. So that if you look at this thing, you have those buttons which can actually make that not valid, and also make it more, if you can even extend the coupon code thing, right? So which has some actions related to it. When the coupon code got extended, then it calls a certain action for that, right? So it gives you more functionality here. We're looking at Google Sheet as a database, source of database. Yes. Any more things you can think of this? Oh yes. Are you remembering them? We just give you, yeah. So the other thing, so this is kind of fun way of things. If you can integrate with ToolJet and WhatsApp APIs, you can also have some sort of a teeny tiny CRM things where you can connect and manage relationships with your customers and just do the things. I would highly recommend you go through blog.tooljet.com. We have all of this written down, well versed, and so structurally done. Okay. So another thing you can also integrate with. I'll take 2 minutes for Q&A, extending that. So it's moving on. We also can, it's not about the integrations, it's all about if anything that has an API, you can just connect with the tooljet and then can play around with that. So that's the kind of a functionality level that it has at this moment. And moving on, I just want to show you the kind of pass through where we are at this moment in terms of growth and also the reach. We started at 2020, it's a year-old product. We just turned 1 year at this point in June. And now we hit it around 12,000 plus GitHub stargazers at this point of time. So, yep, we are so happy that we could able to present this with all of you. So there are things you're up for grabs, and good first issues are the good start for anyone who would like to contribute to. There are a lot of plugins we're also thinking through. So if you have some use case, just come up with that, or you can choose an issue and start contributing to it. So, and getting back to that, we also have community calls planned up. So we have the July community call coming up on 27th. So you can just quickly go Luma/TJ-CC- July. You can just register through that. So whoever has this contributions done, we are so happy and we are glad that we could, easily identify them and also show some token of gratitude in these community calls as an opportunity as well. So then moving on, we have a Slack community too with over 800 plus people and then having a lot of support queries always happening there. So we do that on a daily basis. So feel free to join there. And yes, thank you so much. This is great interaction. So then, did I take the Q&A time too? Yes, for any questions, we have our team really good here. So any more questions you have? Yes. Can you give the mic to our team?
Hi, thanks for the talk, Teja. My question basically is, if there are two tools in the same domain, exactly same, competing, and both open source, so how do you guys go around for the contributors? Example, AppSmith versus you, I see a huge overlap. So how does the community respond to that, and how do you guys respond to that? Because now, let's say me as a enthusiastic contributor to no code, low code, I now have multiple options in the open source, which both are active projects. So wanted to understand from you.
So here, it's a choice that we need to make it, right? So when you have to have a choose different products, not only in AppSmith or ToolJet or any other things going on, even everywhere we have a lot of things to choose one. You have multiple theaters to go watch a single movie. So it's just about ourselves, what is needed, what we want to attain, and what is so easy to use, and what is so friendly, and then which favors for us, and then we choose it. And that's pretty much what we all do, right? So this thing is always there in terms of things.
So if people come to you and ask you AppSmith versus ToolJet, what will be a couple of points there? Let's say
they would
as a
come
contributor
us
want to start.
they would come us asking how could we use more better tooljet. So it's like that, right? If they have to make a comparison, they go YouTube AppSmith versus tooljet. Yes, that's how it goes.
Okay.
Any more questions? I'll take one more last one because we have others. Sure. Thank you so much. It was glad.